Today's video is all about this bait right here, the Savage Gear Pulse Tail LB Mullet swim bait. A mouthful, but it's a super cool bait that had just been released by Savage Gear, and I have been dying to try it out to see how the fish in the saltwater respond to it. So the whole point of today, go out and see if we can whack a good fish on this swim bait. Oh, there's a snook. Boom, right off the wall. Not a huge one, but that was sick. There we go. He thumped the ever-living crap out of it. Like 10 cast in there this morning here. He's coming up. That was sick. That was sick. Oh, come on. He is a powerful fish, man. Such a powerful fish. I mean, I say not a huge one. He's like 27 inches probably. Maybe like 25. That's how he starts the morning. Ooh, you dirty dog, you. Oh. Where's this hook at? Oh, you stupid. Not a bad way to start the morning. Probably like a 25-inch snook right there on that 6-inch swim bait. It hit the wall and he dropped it, man. What a beautiful scraggly little snook. He's a bit skinny, but oh man, what a way to start the morning. Like 10 cast in. That's epic. Oh, he's so fired up. He just hammered my thumb. That's what I'm talking about. That fish frayed my line so bad. This is 60-pound mono, and that was like a 25-inch fish, and he could have shredded his way through that given enough time, man. Snook are just insane with those mouths of theirs, man. I'm gonna retie that, keep slinging. God, scare me. Y'all seen me snook? Go fetch. I spent the morning bouncing around from wall to wall looking for some big snook or big jack, cruising, and moved a few fish, caught that first one, but nothing crazy was happening. Saw a bunch of tarpon roll and decided to take a minute to spend some time and see if I could catch one of those, and thrown a terrorize and got hit in just the dead middle of nowhere. Very interesting, not a tarpon, but a tarpon snook, a very goofy looking member of the snook family. That was really weird because he ate that off the top of the water in like 12 feet of water. Very interesting. Terrorize wasn't producing much, picked up a fluke, made like a handful of casts, and smacked into a fish. Of course on the tarpon it's a jack. So decided after that, okay, back to swim bait, back to snook fishing. Let's see if we can get onto another big fish. Ton of bait is fired up right here. We are gonna see if we can do a little bit of sight cast, and we're gonna definitely do blind cast around some docks and boats and whatnot. But I'm keeping my eyes like peeled super tight to some shallow sand flats like this, because I mean really any time of year, but especially during the winter time, snook, oh man, they love a little sand flat. They get up on top of it, get all warm and heated up. So we're gonna see if we can find one cruising, and maybe we can pitch this old I can hear something getting slaughtered on the mangroves on the other side of me. I will pitch this mullet up and see if we can sight cast a nice little snook on a swim bait. It's pretty dope. Oh, good size snook right here. Oh man, such a good snook. Like a 32 incher just came out right from the corner of that dock. He just came out so fast and so close to the boat. And he didn't even open his mouth. He just like put his nose up against the bait and never like chomped down on it. And then I stopped it and it kind of freaked him out. And I sped it up again and he came back around for it and just never bit down. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's got me pumped. I can see a snook. I can just see a black shadow creeping across this sandbar in front of me. It's a decent sized one too. I think I might see a few, like one to my left as well. I'm trying to pinpoint where this fish is because there's a ripple on top of the surface, so I just can't see super well. But I can see black shadows moving. Oh, there he is. Big fish. There it is, there it is, there it is. He's coming so fast at the boat. Oh, there he is. Boom. Saw him. Oh, he just pulled off. Oh my God. Frick. I need to loosen up my drag on here. I was thumbing my spool because I knew I had a pretty tight drag on here. And the second I closed my drag back down, he pulled it open. I should have just left it thumbing him. That is my fault. I am a jackass. Oh my gosh. A nice, like 28 inch, like a slot size snook just came up underneath that dock and swung at the mullet and just missed. I am jacked up. Fish are jacked up. That was gnarly. A little snook sitting on this flat. I ain't even big enough to freaking eat this swim bait. Oh, but I'm about to reel into a bigger one. Oh, he turned on it. Turned on it. Big snook right here. Huge snook right here. Good Lord. Oh my God. Oh my God. He just literally engaged on it and then turned. That was a 44 inch snook, if not bigger. Why did he not eat it? He literally turned 90 degrees onto it, pressed his nose into it, and then didn't eat it. Holy crap. I'm shaking. Oh man, that was a big snook. I mean, like, he would have probably been a PB if he ate over 40. Like, without a doubt in my mind, over 40. Good Lord. Biggest snook I've seen in a while. He was just floating. I do believe I see a snook up here, sitting in the sand, just kicking it. Multiple snook, in fact. Yeah, there's 2 or 3 snook just hitting the sand. They're not bad size, they're not huge. They're not bad. Oh my gosh, one just smacked the crap out of my mullet, but it just didn't get hooked. He hit my mullet so hard. Okay, real quick to kind of close out the video, I want to just talk about like my thoughts on the bait, which I'm kind of excited to do because it's not something I really ever do. I don't review baits very often, if ever, so this would be And like I said in the very beginning, they are not a sponsor of this video at all. I get nothing out of doing this other than the fact that you guys are viewing it. So, Savage Gear Pulse Tail Mullet Swim Bait. It drew in a ridiculous amount of fish. Like, I had so many follows, and I think probably the smallest fish that I had follow it was the one that I ended up catching. And I mean, the average fish was probably between like 25 to 32 inches. Like, I had a ton of follows from fish that size. Then hooked a good size, maybe like 32 to 34, that I just was kind of an idiot and ended up popping off. Having an absolute giant follow it in was just really cool. Now, I think it drew in a lot of fish. Maybe if it was a different color, it would have been bit more. They do a bunch of different colors of them. But it was interesting how much movement it made. Now, a few negative things about it. The bait swims cockeyed. Like, it doesn't swim perfectly straight. It kind of swims like a little bit at an angle, which it's not enough to where I think it's bad, but it doesn't swim perfectly up and down. It's just like that, basically, when it's coming in. And it's not the worst thing in the world. The fish don't really seem to mind it. The treble hook, it doesn't really have like a super great slot for it. Like, it's pretty easy for the treble hook to come out of the slot, which is good and bad. It's good for hookup ratios, bad for when you're trying to skip this thing or throw it. A lot of times I would throw it and it would come in with like the treble hook stuck to the nose like that, or it would foul up and wrap around top and the bait would come in all wonky. But otherwise, fairly impressed. A low price tag on the bait. They make a bunch of different sizes of them. They make some weedless variations, which I didn't even throw, but I have a bunch of them. Has a little rattle inside of it, and the action on it is actually pretty phenomenal. You can reel it slow and it'll still have a nice kick to it, but even reeling it fast actually doesn't lose its action, and you can rip it really fast across the surface and it'll still swim pretty well, and even make like almost like a little wake bait on the surface, and it could be killer for ripping it around walls, which I did try until I caught my one fish, but never really had much other action besides that. All in all, I will say this is the most fun I've had throwing a lure in a really long time. I ended up fishing that day from 7:30 in the morning till 6 in the afternoon, and that wasn't the game plan at all. I just was having so much fun throwing this bait and really wanted to see if I could hammer a giant on it. And I promise you that we're gonna end up hammering a giant on this bait. It's just the winter time, and as it gets warmer and warmer, it'll be easier and easier to catch a fish throwing a big swim bait like this. And so we'll definitely revisit some of these a lot, and I have a bunch of different sizes. Overall, I'm really impressed with it. It has its own faults, but every bait I feel does. But this bait was pretty killer, a ton of fun to throw. Well, that's all for me, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Leave some comments down below and let me know what your thoughts are on this bait. If you've thrown it yet, if you'll think about throwing it, and just let me know what you think. Until the next video, guys, see ya.